Based on the suggested product, which is the storage box, the first step of the life cycle of storage box is client place an order for some more new archive storage box. Then, archive box with barcode labels are delivered to be packed with files and folders. Next, boxes are collected and delivered to the archive facility and are entered onto the system. Then, box contents catalog complete. The next step is archive box retrievals and recalls to and from the client. Then, scanning or imaging or other requests complete. The final step is the certificate final disposal, which is the end of the storage box life cycle.
Plastic manufacturing process play an important role to recycle waste plastic materials. Plastic storage box suppliers have several methods to create plastic containers at their disposal. The most popular methods for plastic manufacturing process are extrusion blow molding, injection blow molding, stretch blow molding, injection molding, and co-extrusion. Extrusion blow molding is a way to make a high performance and high reliability plastic containers with a low weight and cost. First, round hollow tube, which is parison, is formed by an extruder. A mold cavity composed of two halves closed around the parison and punched off one end. Then, compressed air shapes the container. It cools and excess plastic is trimmed. Injection blow molding is performed in three important stages. First, melted plastic is injected into a mold to produce a parison. Compressed air then blows through a core pin to expand the mold. Finally, the container is transferred to a third station for ejection. Finally, you will get end product. Stretch blow molding is used to make stiff containers which are low in weight and are low in cost. Plastic has toxic pollutants that damage the environment and cause land, water, and air pollution. It can take hundreds or even thousands of years for plastic to break down, so the damage to the environment is long-lasting. Plastic recycling is the process of recovering scrap or waste plastic and reprocessing the material into useful products. Since the majority of plastic is non-biodegradable, recycling is a part of global efforts to reduce plastic in the waste stream, especially the approximately 8 million metric tons of waste plastic that enters the Earth's ocean every year.
Hi, today I would like to talk about the life cycle of my product, which is wooden table. First of all, there are 4 stages of the life cycle of the table. This table is made up from wood, which we must harvest the trees to get the raw materials at the first stage. The tree is harvested from a sustainable forest. In the second stage, the logs are transported to a sawmill and broken down into a boards. Every effort is made to reduce the waste. The sawdust produced during the process is used in the manufacture of chipboard and MDF. At the third stage, the rough sawn boards are seasoned, a process whereby a large proportion of water content is removed. This process called air seasoning that is take longer time to get ready to another stage. Alternatively, the boards can be kiln dried. This requires energy and heat and it is more expensive although takes a couple of days. For the fourth stage, the seasoned boards are used by manufacturers and furniture makers to construct their product. Furthermore, the table has been designed with the materials that can be recycled when it is cannot use anymore. When the natural wooden was worn out, it can be used as the fuel for a wood burner and it's providing the heat. Alternatively, if the wood can be recycled, it can be a chipboard. However, there have an impact in the manufacturing process which is deforestation. Deforestation refers to the decrease in the forest area across the world. It may have negative impact on natural ecosystem, biodiversity, and climate. To overcome this problem, the deforestation activities must be reduced and we must plant the tree everywhere. Also, we can make the table from a plastic material which it is more light to carry. Then the other method is go paperless in the home and in the office.
The product that I had chosen before this is a scarf. For the manufacturing process of scarves, it is involved of designing, spinning, dyeing, weaving, printing, cutting, sieving, packing, and quality control. For the designing, it is involved of customized design in which customers are able to demand good for fully accomplishing the satisfaction of customer expectation. For the spinning, it is one of the vital part of attaining fabric from fibers. Dyeing color is one of the significant elements which serve to the high value of scarf product. Weaving is in this process, it is weave the yarns into fabrics. Printing, it includes hand screen print, machine screen print, and also digital print screen in order to design the scarf. The packing, the final product will be well packed and timely delivered to customers all over the world. The impact of production scarf for the environment. One is the major environment effect of the scarf industry are discharge of high amount of chemical load resulting in high usage of harmful chemicals. High energy of consumption in production process related to air emissions. For the packaging process, it is lead to the solid waste production when occurs some technical problem while doing in the packaging process. The formation of unpleasant odors which are formed by the dyeing and printing process can arise from the wastewater treatment plant. Noise pollution which occur in place where weaving are made and causes hearing loss for people working there. And lastly, for the overcome the issues, in wet finishing operation which is elevated COD and BOD are very important for pollution prevention and reduction. Reuse of wastewater can provide significant saving, such as reducing water, energy, and chemical consumption. Preventing the use of sulfide and reducing the dye is another important consideration. It is recommended to use polymer or mechanically stabilized sodium hydrosulfide instead of compound containing aldehyde and toxic metals. Thank you.
Salam sejahtera and a very good afternoon. My name is Ryan Tan Chuan Sen. Today I'm going to talk about the making of game console. Since game console can be considered as an industrial secret, not much detailed information can be found on the internet. But we can deduce the production process of a game console by looking what's inside of a game console. For example, here there's a plastic casing, which is the outer layer of the game console, circuit board, or known as motherboard, a power supply unit where there's capacitor and transistor are located, fan, hard drive where memory is stored, and CD-ROM to let the put in of the physical CD. What is the harmful effect of production of game console to the environment? Since game console can be considered as an electronic product, thus it will contain metal elements such as copper, gold, silver, lead, zinc, coltan, and nickel, which some of these are considered as heavy metal and are pollutants. So that's not forgetting that there's also toxic electrical component such as capacitor and transistor. Game console also made out of hard plastic, which is not biodegradable. And not to forget, the production process of game console also release greenhouse gases. What can we do to reduce the harmful effect of production process to the environment? Not much. Well, first will be the installation of the air filter. The greenhouse gases will be filtered by the air filter and treated before released to the environment. That's the first. While the second will be maybe scientists can find a substitute element to the metal element used in the motherboard or the electrical component. Maybe they can use some non-metal element or semi-metal element that is much more safer to the environment, such as silicon or carbon. So That's all about my presentation for today. Thank you and goodbye.
Good morning, my name is Tan Ming Mei and today I'm going to discuss the manufacturing process of calculator, the manufacturing impact on the environment, and the suggestion to overcome the issue. The main raw material required in manufacturing calculator are input, keyboard with plastic key and rubber membrane underneath, a touch-sensitive circuit, processor, output, a liquid crystal display for showing you the number you type in and the result of your calculation. Power source, which is a long life battery, and some calculator also have solar cell to provide power in the daylight. And the main energy required during manufacturing calculator are electricity, gasoline, and steam. Manufacturing process of calculators start with research and development. Next go to procurement and manufacturing. Product will then transport to market and sell to customer. And finally, product will be recovery and recycling. For the impact on the environment, the manufacturing of calculator release the greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases mean carbon dioxide, methane, dinitrogen oxide, hydrofluorocarbon, perfluorocarbon, sulfur hexafluoride, and nitrogen trifluoride. Direct greenhouse gas emission during calculator manufacturing include fuel combustion and industrial process, and indirect greenhouse gas emission from the use of electricity, heat, and steam energy supply. Energy from fuel and energy-related activity, emission from transportation and distribution of calculator product, and waste generated in operation, and also end-of-life treatment of calculator. All of this will negatively impact the environment. Plastic material are used in production of calculator casing, and plastic take 500 years to decompose. And chemical byproduct released during the manufacturing of plastic, polluting air and water. During production of plastic, greenhouse gases are released into the atmosphere, which then deplete the Earth's upper ozone level and cause global warming. Also, during calculator production, chemical substances are released, which is highly impact on water. So, how to overcome the issue of environmental impact? Firstly, use environmentally conscious design. There is an emerging global trend toward the recycling and reusing the resource due to concern of natural resource depletion and marine plastic pollution. It is important to tracing the carbon emission from the product development to its design phase. Next, manufacturing green calculator with recycled material. In other words, recycling used product into new one. Calculator casing can be produced from recycled material. Recycling disposed material to replace the plastic material help to reduce energy consumption and eliminate harmful material. Then, use of renewable energy, for example, using electric vehicle. Unlike conventional car, electric vehicles do not require gasoline. Therefore, keeping running costs low and contribute greatly to reduce carbon dioxide emission because they use electricity for power and thus does not emit exhaust gas while running. Finally, reduce the total amount of waste generated. Collection and recycling of end-of-life product and reuse the waste could reduce environmental impact. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm going to present the bracelet manufacturing process. There are 6 steps involved, which is step number 1 is the jewelry design. Step 2 is 3D wax printing jewelry. Step 3 involves casting the wax model into metal. The wax is melted and replaced with metal of choice in molten form. The metal then dries into the shape on your jewelry. Next is step 4. At this point, jewelry refines the main structure of bracelet and files down the casting skin to reveal the metal underneath. The manufacturer makes aesthetic adjustments to make sure the piece can functionally support gemstone. Step 5 is the stone setting process. Finally, add diamonds or gemstones onto the piece. Using a microscope, then set each separate stone. And lastly, the final step, polishing, finishing, and quality assurance. Next is impacts to the environment which occur from the activity of mining. In wilderness area, mining may cause destruction of ecosystem and habitats. A sinkhole at or near a mine site is typically caused from the failure of a mine roof from the extraction of resources. Wood, weak or overburden or geological discontinuities. Mining also can have harmful effects on surrounding surface and groundwater. Unnaturally high concentration of chemicals such as arsenic, sulfuric acid, and mercury over a significant area of surface or subsurface water.
So how we overcome the issue? One important measure is government regulation and restrictions. Authorities have to make sure that mining is done in a responsible manner. This includes the protection of workers and also the protection of local wildlife and plants. States and governments have to install enough nature reserves so that animals and plants can be protected from harmful human interventions. For hazardous substance control, the procedure should be quick and safe cleanup of accidental spills and prescribe hazardous material handling procedure to reduce potential of spilling.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Majdina Akila, and the product that I choose is wallet. The first step is to purchase the raw material. The raw material that is used to make the wallet is the leather. The leather is a material that is created by tanning the raw hide or the skins of the animals. Normally, the skins of the animal is obtained from the cows, goats, cattle, and sheep. Next, the skin will undergo the curing process. The curing will remove all the water from the skin by using the difference of osmotic pressure. And then the skin will be salted and dried in order to prevent them from rotting. And the process, it will depend on the thickness of the skin, and sometimes it will take about a few hours to a few days. Then the skin will undergo the tanning process. The tanning process will transform the skin of the animals to become more soft, pliable, and malleable that can be used to make the wallets. Basically, there are two types of tanning, which is vegetable tanning and chrome tanning. Then the leather is ready to go to the process of the wallet making, which is pattern making, stitching, skiving, and finishing, and to the packaging. Tanning is the most toxic phase in the leather processes making because it contributes 90% of the process by using chromium tanning. It produces a sludge of chemicals, gases, and also carcinogenic. The vegetable tanning is used bark, wood, berries, and leaves to color and preserve the leather, which is far less harmful compared to the chrome tanning, and the leather is more biodegradable.
The product that I choose is shawl. Okay, for the managing process of the shawl, firstly, the raw material cloth fabric, either Swiss law or chiffon or stapler viscose, is assembly for the supplier in different color has demand according to the needs. The thread-like viscose or polyester are also imported from the Japan, China, and local supplier. It's arrived from me in bulk in long length with 2 or 3 different wheels. Then, it is inspected for the quality by the team who has experience of 30 years of material and quality checks. Later on, after the elimination of damage of raw material clothes, the fabric is cut into pieces of equal length to fit the size of machine to be put on. The fabric cloth is programmed on different machines for the high quality embroidery purpose. Relevant branded thread in required color and coveraging for the viscose, cotton to polyester, depending upon the type of the product, are used for embroidery of this product. The product is direct to the cut work department to cut into length as demand by the customer. Some products are outlined with embroidery and some are made outline with fringe. Stock origin are also based on different products according to the type of design and need of the customer. The product is re-inspected by the quality team. The product is moved to the single small embroidery machine for rectifying any small error caused by machine. The finishing is also done here and the quality of the product is re-improved and ensure high. The product is then moved to the washing or coloring department according to the specification of the product and the demand of our customer. The product is re-inspected and written in cases. The product is then moved to the calendar for ironing. It is finally moved to the packing department to put into the branded pack and carton.
sometimes has specified by customer. The product is also labeled here and the product is then shipped directly to the customer or to the outlet. So, what is the effect on the environment? Chemical residue often remain in the fabric after finishing in the final product and can be inhaled or absorbed through the skin, leading to allergy, rash and respiratory problem. The development of genetic modified cotton add environmental problem at another level, posing a potential risk to the wildlife and the human health. So, what is suggestion to overcome this issue? Organic fiber are grown without pesticide, and by putting soil fertilizer, carbon dioxide is locked into the soil, helping to reduce the effect of the climate change. The Global Organic Textile Standard ensure that the chemical used in processing the fiber meet the strict requirement on toxicity and biodegradability.
Today, I want to share the product that I have tested before, which is a pen. And I choose a ballpoint pen as the product that needs to be explained, which include the manufacturing process, the impacts on the environment, and the suggestion to overcome the issue by referring to the life cycle assessment. For the introduction, I want to share the background of the ballpoint pen, in which the creation as the solution to the problems related with the fountain pen. Here, the steps of the manufacturing process. First, in making the ink. In the formulation of the ink, multiple pigments and dyes are used to provide the color. Second, the stamping and forming. Firstly, the bands of the brush are automatically embedded into the stamping machine. The formed pieces are then cleaned and cut. Thirdly, molding the housing. The plastic components of the pen are designed together with other pieces of pens. Fourth, ink filling and assembly. Assembly will take place after the components are formed. The ballpoint pen is the first component attached to the ink reservoir. Fifth, final assembly, packaging, and shipping. The complete pens are packaged according to how they will be sold and ready to be shipped to distributors. For the impacts on the manufacturing process of pens on the environment, all the waste products, such as disposable pens and refills, containing toxic materials like lead and other heavy metals, and the waste commonly will end up in the landfills, waterways, and other places in which the toxic could be flowing down into the soil and give the bad effects towards aquatic organisms and the quality of the soil. And the life cycle of a ballpoint pen, which involves raise and extract, process, manufacturing, use, and disposal. Lastly, the suggestions to overcome the issue regarding the waste from the pens. One of the suggestions includes the users can reduce the use of the ballpoint pens in writing by replace the writing with the typing in words.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuraini Izzati binti Muhammad Rani. My topic is glass. Okay. There are 5 stages involved in a glass manufacturing process. Okay, firstly, melting and refining. Continuous melting process takes place in a furnace. This material are melt at approximately 1550 degrees Celsius. Then, the molten glass will exit the furnace at approximately 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay, then the second stage is the float bath. The molten glass will float onto a bath molten tin, forming a perfectly flat surface like ribbon. The ribbon will be cooled as it travels through the tin bath, leaving at approximately 600 degrees Celsius. Okay. Next, stage 3 is annealing. Process of heating glass. This process allows the glass to be cut and work without such an heat. Okay, fourth stage process is cutting. The glass is monitoring using an online defect detection system. Cut glass then sent for further processing, such as coating and lamination. Lastly, quarter stage, which this treatment to provide the glass with thermal insulation, solar control, or easy clean. Okay, then I would like to talk about impact glass waste to the environment. Glass products such as lamp, computer monitoring, and television screen may contain lead, mercury, or other hazard substance that may contaminate the soil. Okay, how to overcome this issue? Turn waste glass bottle into a resource and lead the glass recycling. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurizati binti Mazli, and the product that I choose is cat food, which is canned tuna. Okay, type of tuna that we use is skipjack tuna. First process is to gather all the raw material, which is fresh and frozen fish. Next, the pre-cooking process, which is steep to pre-cook at 95 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes to 75 minutes. Next is cooling process. Okay, cleaning process is next. The process in which the tail, blood, skin separated from meat. The next process is flaking, cutting, and can filling. The next process before seaming is steaming. Next is can washing. Next process is can cooling process. Sterilization. The can will be dried and it will be labeled, and the finished product is done. Okay. In this canned tuna food processing, it uses a big amount of water because such as washing and cleaning, because the wastewater from the process may be flow to the nearby river and cause water pollution, and it will also make the aquatic life be dead or poisoning to the other peoples that want to use the water. The other impact is odor pollution, which come from the waste from the fish that we don't use. The solution for this problem is, this wastewater will undergo the water treatment process, which has been installed by the company itself. So the water will be recycled again to use as process. For the fish waste, we can sell to the other factory that use it, such as they are making fertilizer or other thing that use waste from the fish. Okay.